It's definitely a match. Titanium tier racing. Starting off on 1-1, we got nothing. Okay, we have a purple chest, which is not nothing, it's pretty good. Commentator's curse. I'm gonna commentator's blessing, everyone. Only say negative things. Horrible things are gonna happen to these people. Kappa kappa. Cause whatever I say will happen, the opposite will happen. That's how being commentator works. There is also an electric dagger, so this 1-1 proving the opposite of nothing. It's proving extremely fruitful. One of the best weapons you can pick up, along with an apple, to just being able to just buy it for free. However, a lot of time is being spent on this 1-1, but it's gonna be well worth it. Because these are not items you want to miss out on. TTF seems to be running in a circle. I actually wouldn't know where the exit is here. Alright. It was actually bottom left. Bit of a tricky zone 1-1. Bit of a tricky floor there to navigate, but... And there is a potion in 1-2 as well, or potential. This is looking likely, pretty likely that this is a potion. And quartz armor as well for TTF. And an empty heart container will just be free. Will just be free with the earth. Arborelia will do the same. We have two very good builds so far. Just starting out here, and we're already having a lot of great items come out. Got the earth spell, which can be used for safety but probably mostly speed. Gotta get those quick kills in. And it's also a panic button to push enemies away if you're in danger. And Leprechaun coming out for both racers. Arborelia spending the time in 1-2, and TTF doing it in 1-3, so ultimately we'll mostly end up at the same spot. I don't think Arborelia was able to find the apple earlier, but two very quick kills off of the earth spell, and we have another excellent item to pick up, the heal spell. So absolutely excellent. Very good for both racers here. There isn't any build divergence either, so both these racers are pretty much on even footing, which is good to see. It's always a shame to see just one racer missing out on something, but these two are diligently screen watching and knows exactly how to pick up some good stuff on these floors, working together to find out what's in these boxes, what's in these chests, where these items are. And it's proving fruitful. Bit of a co-op thing. And that being said, we continue to find more good items. TTF finding a ring of pain. It's picking it up. We got Uprat, so we are prepared to see some cool Uprat stuff here. Buckle up. Very good shovel for TTF as well. Arborelia not spending as much time to build is going to miss out on these excellent items. Hopefully we'll be able to find some other things to make this lead worthwhile. But no, in purple there will be some freeze tomes. Arborelia will just opt to transmogify it twice. Transmute it twice. And we'll get two worst weapons. Old Faithful is not bad, but right now you have to keep up with your opponent who has an electric dagger, so you gotta keep it yourself. A Shriner for both racers. Arborelia is thinking about what to do. Tapping the boss shrine, thinking about what they want to pick out. A lot of time being spent thinking here. Not the best, but making the wrong decision can also cost you a lot more time than if you just made a decision right off. Than if you take a bit of time to make the right decision, so... But Arborelia's build is lagging behind a bit. There is a map on Arborelia's side, though, which will help. So, given they are already behind, maybe not too much, because they can just rely on green watching their opponent anyways. TTF taking quite a few hits here on the way out. Taking half damage because Gigantism, but it's hot coals and everything. Pretty rough exit for TTF there. Arborelia opening the door on the hot coals and using the shove monster. Using the shove monster in order not to take hot coals damage. That is super cool and swag. Few iframes coming out for Arborelia. TTF already pushing down to zone 4 though. A bit of an adventure bet for Arborelia will cost a bit of time that they might not have here, given TTF is already pulling into 4-2. Ring of Pain and Rat as well. Both items that can put up work. And there is another map in the shop. That is a different map in a different shop. Weird. Weird stuff. Okay, TTF taking a Telemonkey there. Bit of a swarm. If any silver lining comes out of that, it's that they were able to make it out of the swarm very safely with the Telemonkey. But it will cost them quite a bit of time, giving Arborelia a bit of space to try to catch up here. Isn't much more to this run, so being behind at this point is not ideal. TTF not caring at all about these spikes. He's gonna hop them and pick up the ham, recovering way more health than they take with the quartz armor as well. Already down to Death Metal 4, leaving the Transmute Tomes behind too. We're seeing another excellent Earth from TTF. Arborelia is in a very bad spot with the goo. Has cookies, but more importantly, Earth. Make it out of that. But Arborelia definitely trying to push here. Trying to make up any deficits going into the end of this run. But TTF is continuing to run away with it. Seeing some great Earths left and right. Wipe out mini-bosses as if they're nothing. Because when you're doing infinite damage, they really are nothing. Unless they hit you. Then that's bad, but you have quartz armor, so they're still kinda nothing compared to your normal enemy. Bit of a traffic jam on TTF's side, but having quartz armor and not taking too many hits, utilizing electric arcs, dealing 2 damage pretty well there. It's tapping on the orc. We have left side scoots, which will go perfectly fine. TTF is now onto the Necrodancer fight. Arborelia is burning through a lot of health here to try to make up time, but it very possibly could be too little too late. Not having Courage Shovel, not having Ring of Pain for a pretty big portion of the run where TTF does have those 2 items. Rat as well. Looks like a standard Necrodance. Actually not a standard. Yeah, they definitely did push the Necrodancer out using the rat. So we definitely did see some up rat shenanigans. So props on them for doing that. Nice rat stuff going on. Wasn't able to see it myself, but it did happen. I hope you all didn't miss it, because it is quite something. It's a relatively new strat, and it's pretty cool seeing. And it definitely is a pretty strong case for Uprat. But we are off on our second seed. Immediate coupon. That definitely does have the chance to pay off, but it definitely also has the chance to just fall flat. If you just want to buy something cheap in the store and nothing else, then you might just have to use a coupon. Bit of a bad situation on TTF's side, cornering them and forcing them to choose between it in the bat or the monkey, and they very cleverly chose the monkey there so that they don't have any chance of taking a hit there. Yeah, arborelia rolling a bat there too. You're seeing some bats, pretty disgusting bats already. Yeah, very quick into the first boss, Fortissimo 1. Under a minute. Arborelia will follow shortly. Absolutely no build at all. Besides a single coupon, which, as I said, can definitely pay off, but there is also the chance for that to fall short of how much value you get out of it. Oh, we have a mole plane situation on TTF side. Fortissimo plane. They will drop the flawless because of that. Arborelia, check in black, managing to snag the flawless, but in black there will be an obsidian bow, which is a pretty bad weapon for racing. Right, TTF finding a weapon, using their coupon for a very cheap transmute. On 2-1. Not the best weapon pool. It might have just been fine to keep with the blood weapon given their health situation. Now they're kind of stuck on base flail, except they do find a cheese using their shovel. Arborelia does not have any way to check the 2-2 cracked wall. Arborelia sniping the leprechaun. I thought that leprechaun was definitely gonna get away there, but very cleverly manipulating the leprechaun and utilizing the bow. Bow strats, guys. That's not something you see often, using bow strats. There is a damage up for TTF. No way to kill, no way to obtain this item. But definitely damage up would do nicely. Arborelia does have the damage up, but it is in the form of an obsidian bow. Good enemy priority handling there for Arborelia. They are a bit lost, it seems, or they're trying to find items. But this is looking kinda sad on both sides in terms of build. And it will be a very typical, standard King Konga fight for TTF. There is another bow in black! It's not good. Doesn't even have any damage ups to go with it. There is move dig for TTF as though. A pretty nice synergy with the battle shovel, but Arborelia does pick up some constant damage up in the form of big digs. But yeah, this is a bow seed. That is actually pretty rare. Bow is one of the more rare items, the weapons that can possibly spawn. So we don't often see bow seeds due to their rarity. But TTF will swap off to a base rapier in the shop. definitely a more serviceable weapon, but there are definitely better weapons out there you can obtain. It's probably looking to extend the value out of their infinite damage digs plus minor cap here. They're utilizing it very well to keep their damage up, despite only being on a 1-2 rapier. Arborelia has continue peeking around for a weapon as well, I have to assume, because they're still running the obsidian bow. Nice bomb for TTF's Coral Rift 3. Arborelia will also swap off to that base rapier. And there is a Glapier on TTF's side, but they will opt not to take it, taking the more consistent approach. And TTF trying to conjure more weapons after transmogging on 2-1, conjuring on 4-1, which kind of just shows how desperate the weapon situation on this seed is. That would not be the play for most seeds, but this seed is just given garbage weapon after garbage weapon. And there's a titanium whip to just top things off. What is the seeds? The seed just has absolutely disgusting weapons. Stack of Blade Masters here on TTF's side could get dangerous. They do have goo boots though, so they do not need to worry about goo, but they are on 1 damage. They cannot just push through this exit room simply by having enough damage, given they are on significantly low damage here. TTF trying to dig some moles in order to utilize the battle shovel's damage. A bit awkward, but it will eventually happen. Might have just been faster just to hit it normally. Ring of Becoming on TTF side. Definitely not gonna take that. Arborelia finding the Conjurer. They will not make the same mistake as TTF. Or they're screen watching and conjure weapons. Given what? It was a base spear and a glass cat. Arborelia does have the chance to conjure more than that, I believe, but given you know your first 2 investments are not gonna pay out, armor is definitely a fine choice. On to Death Metal 4 for TTF. As Snowbro stacking on the freezes there. Very quick kill, even though they are lacking the damage. And that is a weapon. Way too late, but probably is a happy camper. Just finding anything that can be used as a serviceable weapon. Some great freezes on TTF side using Snowbro. Arborelia going down to half a heart. Backing up here. Does have the damage up, the 2-3 rapier, but will charge right into a mummy, leaving things open for TTF here to take this. Not do Oblivion, given that they have the cat and the Snowbro as well. But they are already down to Dead Ringer. The right side spawn, opting for some easy left side scoots. End up with the Flawless with extra bombs to boot here for the Necrodancer fight, and a Blast Helm! Even more bombs, can use them for iframes. It's definitely a pretty good pickup for all the items that could be helpful on the Necrodancer fight. We're seeing the spawn minimalization strats here. Good old days. Spawn minimalization. Spawn minimalization. Is minimalization a word? I do not know. That does not sound like it's a word. It sounds like I'm adding a few too many syllables, but this Necrodancer fight for TTF is going extremely well. They have Blast Helm as well, so they do not need to worry about getting Necrobombed. And we will finish off with a sub 10 time of 56 in the race room. I'm kinda I kinda don't believe we supported some wolf lane. That was pretty comedic. That was definitely something. Arborelia. I got so lost in 2-2. Yeah, that was a bit of a shame to see how much they got. They got lost there. But we are ready for next seed. Hopefully the next seed isn't horrible like that one. Absolutely providing nothing in terms of weapons. Providing just insults to the racers, really. Insulting the racers with bad weapons repeatedly. And we are off on our third seed. We're gonna see if Arborelia can take a point off of TTF here. Races have been decently close. TTF just edging out a bit in terms of speed and build here and there, which can add up to bigger differences down the line. TTF trying to use the Minotaur here to crack open the wall, but we'll kill it before the wall can crack open, and also taking a hit too. We'll just reset. Arborelia already down to 1-2. Not that much of a setback, but setback is still a setback. Arborelia is waiting for the dragon to come through. Pretty precarious spot if you decide to push forward and fight the dragon. So has the foresight to just be a bit more safe here. TTF cracking open the tier 2 wall, finding a blood shop. It's gonna be decent. Gonna leave the chicken behind. Gonna opt to keep the blood drum after using their saved bomb to kill for it. Arborelia finding a transmogrifier, able to transmog their weapon and shovel. is just given a glass build involuntarily, but we'll definitely take that as they don't really have any other choice. And it definitely isn't bad to finish off this Zone 1 here. TTF opting for a shovel and a weapon transmog as well, doing the exact same thing in a different order. We'll end up with the same thing, but thanks to the blood shop kill, we will have a boot and a drum in addition. Which isn't much, but still, it is something. And they didn't lose too much time to pick it up either. And now they're using it to just aggro Coral Rift a bit faster here. A bit awkward on the attempted aggroing, but Arborelia picking up Charisma just to buy this monocle. Pretty smart play. Finding Ring of Regen very quickly in 2-1. Both racers will find that, thankfully. Arborelia finding not the best item in black, I have to assume. And TTF screen watching that and picking up purple for an excellent spell instead. So once again, the build edge is going to TTF, and TTF is about neck and neck with Arborelia as well, so this build difference might just amplify as we continue the run, unless Arborelia manages to find something to fight back. It is pretty neck and neck. Both racers do have the Ring of Regen, which is the ring you want. But ETF, this is a very convenient dragon to try to kick the shopkeeper out, but it's pretty clogged on both exits. So I wouldn't mind not doing that. But Believe, Encourage, and Transmute behind. Arborelia opting for a bit more shopping with their monocle. I'm not sure if that's a good swap off. Especially foregoing the quartz armor, which is armor. We've seen it come into play, definitely. A pretty big history of races where quartz has definitely had an impact. Maybe not as much as an impact as some better armor. Arborelia will drop the cat, trying to kick the shopkeeper out, making sure not to get it too clogged in here. But they don't have a weapon anymore. This is pretty sketchy. A fireball. Okay, yeah, this situation on Arborelia's side is a bit spooky. Eats a cheese right then and there. Transmuting for a blunderbuss? Might just need to take that to not be on glass shard. So yeah, we have a blunderbuss on Arborelia's side. Definitely not the build advantage that I was hoping Arborelia would manage to pick up. TTF checking a tier 3 cracked wall to find nothing but disappointment. Arborelia taking hits. It's perfectly reasonable to not be comfortable with the guns in the game. But we have some continued solid blood drum utility with this ring of regen for TTF. More glass weapons. This is a glass weapon seed. This isn't really what I meant when I said I hope this seed doesn't have just horrible weapons all the time. I don't think I said that verbatim, but something along that line, but this is not what I meant. Sure, they actually got the damage this time, but it's in the form of glass. Oh, and there's an excellent weapon for Arborelia. It just needs a bit more to purchase it, though. So we'll spend a bomb to pick that up. However, they are running behind. Just some pretty unfortunate happenings on their end. Still, at this far behind, they just need to try things. And we have a titanium staff swap off for GTF. Very scary weapon to have in Zone 4. But it does have shield spell, and uses it there in order to help clear out this exit room. We'll just heal up their health pretty quickly. Taking a hit from a bat despite having luck charm. Always unfortunate to see, but sometimes those bats don't got any other place to go. Heavy play on Arborelia's side with no way to kill. Has glass flail, but no way to aggro still. And yet they still fall further behind. TTF now having a serviceable weapon. Definitely not the best, but definitely can do work with it. And TTF moves down to Zone 5 as Arborelia still struggles in Zone 3. Needed to build up there because going into Zone 3 their build was... it's not gonna work at all if they wanted to catch up. So falling behind there is a perfectly reasonable thing to happen. Checking red for very good strength charm, Arborelia will be brought up to a 3-5 dagger. However, this deficit is likely going to be insurmountable. TTF taking a trapdoor, and Arborelia getting wiped out with a goo hit. It's all on TTF's side now to finish this off. Another staff in the shop, along with becoming an enchant weapon scroll. But chances are you'll enchant into a worse form of staff. I think you're pretty much guaranteed to. Yeah, it looks like we got staff strats for TTF. Oh, and a bit of ping-ponger. And it will mostly be under control despite going off the rails. We'll take a hit out of the ogre. But We're seeing some late Oblivion there with the Dead Ringer charging right into the Minotaur and then into the Bell. So TTF definitely has a chance here. Finish this off 3-0. Needs to finish off this fight. Does not do the shield bug. And opts to dig out the Necrodancer using half a heart. Save to get an early first hit. And it's looking like 2 hits left on the Necrodancer for TTF. We finish this 3-0. Just kind of those tiny inefficiencies in terms of build and speed just adding up for Arborelia, sadly. Not being able to make up that deficit with a worse build, just not finding the same items. Just TTF edging out in terms of build and then using that to help edge out in terms of speed as well.